you know, every 8 hours or even every one can for every 6 hours. But I didn't know what your availability would be like with that kind of stuff either.
Well, I'm at home all the time.
Okay.
So
if you wanted to do that, that's totally fine too. Okay, that's up to you. And like I said, these are suggestions what people do at home. A lot of times things get changed even from discharge because you're working with dietitians and things like that, and they're saying like let's advance and things like that.
So basically, like what you think is probably gonna be like an ongoing.
Correct.
Like it doesn't have to be like, oh, every 2 hours put in a carton.
Correct.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And my goal every 12 hours is 2 cartons.
Correct.
Does that include like if I want to add extra protein, like a protein
No,
packet?
it does not.
Okay.
You will. So we'll start at the bottom because we're talking about it. Give yourself 2 pro sources a day. That is our liquid protein.
Okay.
That's this guy right here. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you all of this today.
Okay.
We're going to do a
Awesome.
demonstration, and I'll get you some hands-on too.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
And then we talk about flushing your tube as well.
Okay.
You should flush it at the beginning of starting your tube feed,
Uh-huh.
and when you're switching over to your next bag, we'll talk about like how long the bags are good for. You're gonna flush in between those, and then you should be flushing with 1 full syringe.
And I wanted to buy those online, but I wasn't sure which ones.
You don't need to. We will provide these for you.
Yeah?
Yep. These along with the bags themselves.
I bought some Tubi pads. You ever heard of those?
No, I'm not.
The little cloth ones that go around. It's supposed to be sanitary pad. Like basically, they're like a cotton sanitary napkin.
Does it go into your? Do you mind if I take a peek at your
Yeah,
tube
yeah.
while we're talking about it?
Belly.
That's okay.
All right.
Okay, so you're talking about putting it in between here.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna send you split gauzes, so I would say try not to buy any if you don't have to.
Okay.
It's a gauze that just cut in the middle,
Yeah.
and then you put it up underneath there, and it's nice little. More so, like it's nice to not have it like this rubber piece rubbing on your actual skin if we can
Yeah,
stop
because
it.
this is not exactly breathable.
Exactly.
And
So it'll be a nice little barrier in between that you can place. I'm just gonna take a peek at this guy. Okay, so this does not have. They didn't put in. Okay, I want you to have one of these guys. This is called a Lopez valve. And the reason I want you to have a Lopez valve on yours is when you're having to do these flushes or these pro sources, this way you don't have to disconnect. Oh, they're both gastric, so you might even be able to just go straight in then.
so one for protein and one for regular.
Correct. You could do a
Okay.
flush through. I guess I'd have to talk to your nurse about this guy.
Okay.
But because essentially it gives you an inlet, so when you're connected all the time,
Yeah.
you can still access your tube and flush it.
Okay.
And pause your pump and flush it and things like that, and give yourself your pro source and things like that. Have you ever had a tube before? No.
This
Okay.
is totally new to me.
So I still think you should probably have a Lopez valve.
Whatever you think is more beginner friendly.
The reason I like this too is instead of having to manually crank this to avoid things coming back out, this doesn't allow it. This is like an on-off switch to it.
Oh.
So these are your available ports. This is what would be hooked up right to this piece
Oh,
here.
okay.
And you can see I have off to what we call the patient, okay? Because whatever's in you, you can see there's stuff hanging out here.
Right.
Can come right back out.
What
Because there's
is-
no, I'm actually not sure. It could just be some like gastric bile in there,
Oh,
you know,
gross.
stuff like that.
Mm.
Not 100% sure though.
Okay.
But to avoid anything like any of the flushes you put in or any of your tube feed from coming back out, we want to be able to stop that and say, hey, don't come through.
And that
I
goes
like
towards the
and I like to not have to manually crank these because I don't want you to like have it like get worse or like have it like deteriorate or something like that from having to manually crank it.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. And it looks more high tech too.
So we talked about the
Where-
flushing,
To the stomach.
talked about the pro source. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here with you. Like I said, this is all able. You can erase these and redo them if needed.
Okay.
A little bit of some visual. What you will notice here, though, is they're using what we call the old legacy. Okay, it's not the NFIT. So a legacy is an older one that I don't see it often anymore. You have what we call the NFIT.
Okay.
So the
Is that a
legacy,
good thing to have the
yes,
NFIT?
yes.
Okay.
So this is the old legacy, and it would just get pushed into the tube, and a lot of times this would essentially come off overnight.
Oh no.
The nice thing about this guy is he actually twists in.
And it
so
won't come
it
off.
can't come out unless it gets untwisted.
Okay.
Now what I've seen is sometimes people might not twist this on fully, and then when they're sleeping overnight it disconnects.
Okay.
But as long as you put it on all the way, I've heard really good things about it.
Okay.
Okay. What you may notice when you open up a new bag is it might look like this. Okay. And it'll have this Christmas tree on the end.
Right.
You'll just twist it off and it'll reveal the purple piece underneath.
Okay.
This is what you're going to use. This is garbage.
Okay.
They just figured out a way to be able to put them together and have one type of device for both of our patients.
So well, you're probably going to talk about everything, so I'm just going to be quiet.
That's okay. If you have a question, I'm more than happy to answer it.
So my wife is afraid of infection.
Okay. The good part is that this isn't sterile. Okay. This is a clean procedure because it's going into your bowels. Okay. If we were going into your IV, whole different story. Okay. A lot more rigmarole of infections. But you're right. You still do have a tube that's going into your body, and there is a risk for infection in there. So again, important to watch around your site. Make sure that it's not getting red. It's not getting
They said something about crystallizing, or crusty, or
crusties around it could be. Now, what you're seeing here, that's just blood, and that's normal.
Okay.
What we don't want to see is we don't want to see like any type of fluid coming out of there. Okay. If you're noticing stuff that's looking, oh, maybe you don't have one in here.
Something milky, maybe.
Milky color, like the tube feeds that you're going to be on, it could be coming out from under there. The other thing that we worry about is any other kind of color too. Anything that's coming out of there,
Go to the hospital.
at least reach out to your providers and say, hey, what's going on? Like if they can come and see you, or if they say, hey, come to the clinic and we'll evaluate and stuff like that.
Do I go to an emergency room, or do I go to urgent care, or?
Don't go to urgent care. I would call your doctor, the one that's going to be following you for this. Tell them what's going on, and they can direct you and say, hey, we'll see. We got space tomorrow. Come into the clinic tomorrow, and I'll see you in the clinic. Or they'll say, hey, I think things aren't doing well. You should go directly to the ER.
Okay.
So that they can kind of help guide you in that structure.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about getting this set up.
Okay.
You do have a pump that we're going to be using.
Okay.
We will provide the charger for it too. This is what we call the infinity pump here. Okay.
Look at that.
And this guy, this is the charging port here. Okay. And whoops. You can see the charging point here. It's got ribs and a flat side. So just match it up. It can't go in the other way. Okay. This guy needs 6 hours of charging every day.
6 hours charging. Got it.
It does work while it's charging.
Okay.
So you can be hooked up with it and it's charging and you'll be fine.
Okay.
If
this one mine?
This one is mine, unless your name is Mike.
Oh.
Unless they.
I don't think my name's Mike.
Oh, my name used to be on here unless they took it off. It's definitely
kidding.
possible that someone switched mine too.
Oh, that's messed up.
Because I leave my stuff here in case people need to use it.
Somebody stole it. Sorry.
They probably stole it. Maybe gave me theirs. So let's turn this sucker on and make sure this thing works before I go on any farther. All right, so on and off button. I had to hold it down. You're going to see all these weird numbers pop up. Don't worry about it, okay? When you get this for the first time at home, you're going to have to set the numbers, okay? So right here you can see we have dose. It's at 0.1. This was the on and off button we talked about earlier. You have to hold it down.
Okay.
Down here is your rate and dose toggle button. And as I hit that, you see the dose disappeared and it brought over rate.
Yeah.
The rate is 0.1 currently. Okay, so when you get this for the very first time, you will have to set the rate and the dose on here. After you've set that, you should not have to redo that unless things change. Unless they say we're going to change your rate or your dose. Or the other time that I noticed was if this doesn't get charged and this battery depletes, it will not save
like
it.
reset itself. Yeah.
It resets itself. So we have a plus and minus button. And that's what we're going to use to go up and down on our numbers.
Okay.
And I am on rate. My rate says 40, so I'm going to hold that plus button up. And what I want to show you is make sure that you don't go to 4 point. Okay, and the nice thing with this guy is that they actually took away the 0 so people get less confused with it.
Okay.
Because that is a small little
like
decimal
literally just
point.
4. Yeah.
So that is just 4. So we're just going to keep going until we get to 4D. Now this guy, once he starts moving, he goes up by single digits, and then he'll go up by tens, and he'll go up by hundreds.
Oh.
So sometimes things get wonky, so I a lot of times will like let go and start and let it kind of reset itself. rate. We're gonna toggle back over to dose. Our dose is 960. So I'm gonna hold that plus button down for a little bit longer.
Do y'all have a pink one?
I do not, only teal.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
You probably knew I was gonna ask that.
All right, we got 960.
60.
You're actually the first person to ask me about colors.
Really? Oh my God. Well, my mom said that I was special. So.
All right, so now you can see that we've got it set between rate is 40, our dose is 960. Okay, so you set the pump up and it's gonna work on what we asked it to do. Okay, a couple of things with these guys. The syringe. We talked about this guy. You'll need at least one of these before and after each feed. Okay,
a
warm tap water. No, I'm sorry, a filled one.
Oh, okay.
This guy is good for 3 days.
Okay.
So when you open him up out of the carton the first time, get a Sharpie and write the date that you either opened it or the date that you should discard it 3 days later, so that you know when it should go. Okay. So 3 days for this guy. When you open one of these for the first time, these guys are good for 24 hours. Okay?
Damn, that's a lot of plastic to waste.
I know. And then every day you're gonna switch this out for a new one.
Okay. Every day. Okay.
The Lopez valve itself, this guy is good for about 1 to 2 weeks, unless you notice that it starts leaking anywhere. Then you can exchange it out sooner.
Do you want me to remove it and clean it, or?
You do not need to.
Okay.
If it gets stuff on it, I would say clean it off with some paper towel or something like that, and you can always rinse it. Along with this guy too, he can be pretty much fully submerged. You can at least run water over it if it gets anything on it.
Okay.
Okay.
But don't shower with it. Right?
Don't shower with it if you can. Yeah. Keep it out of the shower with you.
And now, as far as showering, just shower away from the port, right?
That's what I
would
do.
You don't want it to get all wet?
I would say keep the shower head behind you.
Okay.
If this gets wet, not such a big deal unless you have any gauze on it or anything like that.
Change the gauze, obviously.
Change the gauze.
Okay.
And then the pump itself, but I try to keep it out of the shower if you can. Okay. Everything that we're going to talk about today in written form too, just so you know. You can work down with it. We'll go right down all the steps. Okay. What we can do next is we're going to open up our bag. We're going to take that little white piece off the end that we talked about. You can go in the garbage. You're not going to use that legacy adapter.
The little Christmas tree.
Okay.
Got it.
This is the bag side. This guy opens up right here. Okay. You pour your 2 cans in here, and it'll bring you right about to 500. It'll be a little bit lower. It's 480.
Okay.
Twist your cap back on. Okay. And this is nice because you can upside down and it won't tip out on you. Okay. This is the cassette that's going to go into your pump. And then this is the end that connects to you. Okay.
Cassette. Oh.
Yeah, like a tape cassette.
Okay.
Open this guy up. Okay. There's a little push here. Disengage it.
Okay.
There's a flat side and a concave side. The flat side goes up. There's only one way to put this in. You'd really have to break the pump essentially in order to put this in any other way than it's supposed to be. Okay. So I'm going to start with the green loop here around the black circle here.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to pull. You're going to watch this guy just flop right on in.
Okay.
Close this guy up. And what you're going to notice is that this bag is full of your tube feed, but all of this is still full of air.
Okay.
Air's not as big of a deal when we talk about G-tubes and things like that, but I don't want to give you any like cramping or more gas than you need to have. So we're going to talk about what we call priming, and that's removing that air before we hook it up to you. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some water here.
Okay.
So we poured in our tube feed. I'm personally going to hang this up so that we can work. Okay. Got our patient end here. Okay. You can work over a sink. You can work over a cup if you need to.
Whatever works.
Anything, just because stuff's going to come out this end, and I just want to make sure that it gets out, and if it's not like falling on your tabletop or something like that.
Right.
Okay. There's a button called prime here. Okay. I'm going to push and hold this down. What I want you to do is watch here. You're going to see now at home, you're not going to have all these little like water bubbles. That's because I prime this and I empty it for patients and we reuse it over and over again. At home, when you open this for the first time, it's going to be nice and clear with nothing hanging out in it, okay? I'm going to hold this prime button down, and we're going to watch right here, okay? You can see the liquid. It's starting to move down in advance.
Okay.
So we're just going to keep holding that prime button down, and we're going to wait for the for you at home, the tube feed, right now the water, until it starts dripping out at the end here, okay?
Okay.
Now at home, you're not going to have this extra little water bits coming out. So it's just going to be the tube feed that comes out at the end.
Okay. And I do this before every feed?
Correct.
Well, but actually, so it's every
once a
12
day,
hours?
you're going to start this once a day.
Okay, so each bag, I'm going to use it twice, basically, right? In 24 hours for
Yes.
for 12? Okay.
Yeah. And what I want you to do, since we're kind of talking about it now, is I would set an alarm for like 11 hours.
I'm good for alarms, yeah.
And then that way you have an hour to play with.
Okay.
Of making sure that you don't run out and have to reprime again. All you'd have to do is if this bag ran out before you actually put in your second 2 cans and it got down here, there'd be a big air gap in here. All you would do is disconnect from yourself and prime it like we're doing currently.
Just to get it smooth again?
Mm-hmm. Now, the key would be like, if you can, and that's why I said set an alarm, notice that the bag's getting low, then you can add in your other 2 cans and just let that finish.
So,
instead of having to prime a second time.
Okay. So, like, what if it's like basically bone dry after my first dose?
Sure.
Do you want me to rinse the bag out?
You do not need to.
Okay.
You do not need to rinse it out. You can go ahead and just refill it.
Okay.
With those other 2 cans, and then do this a second time, because you'll have a bunch of air in there, and I just don't want you to get a bunch of. Sometimes people can get gas pains with them and stuff like that. So I try to avoid that for you guys. Whoops, that's not the right button.
Does the machine know when my belly's full?
It does not.
Okay, so how do I?
So your belly, here, before we continue with that, I just want you to notice, like, you can see we don't have much air bubbles left in here.
I see.
Now only liquid is coming out.
Good.
Okay? I'm going to let go of my prime, okay? And that's finishing your prime.
Okay. To get rid of the
Now,
air bubbles. Got it.
What they're doing with you currently is seeing how your stomach does.
Okay.
And because you had the gastric bypass and you can only have so much liquid or so much food in that stomach at a time, so that's why they're probably only doing that super slow rate with you for 40 over 24 hours.
Okay.
Part of the reason you're here is to make sure you tolerate it.
Okay.
Have they even started you on the tube feed yet?
No, that's why I'm like, so if it's gonna continuously feed me, what if the belly itself is full? Is it gonna just stop working?
You would know. It would be something that you would stop.
Okay.
So we have the run button. We also have the pause button here. It's the same button. If you're feeling like your stomach is distending, you're feeling super full, and
Like, oh, so I'm gonna feel full.
Yes, because it's gonna go into your stomach actually.
Okay.
So
the big part of the stomach, the little, we're not gonna use the tiny pouch anymore. At least that's what the doctor said.
Gotcha. Whatever they say.
Yeah.
Whatever they say, I would follow their on that. But so if you're feeling uncomfortable with it, like you're feeling bloated, and you still have a bunch of tube feed to go, you can pause it, and you could wait some time if you wanted and see if it resolves, and then restart again. Otherwise, if you're having this issue a lot, I would probably call your team and say, hey, like, I'm not really tolerating it, and tell them what's going on, and they can help discuss with you what they think you should do and stuff like that. But part of the reason you're here and staying until Friday, from what I understand,
To see how this works.
to make sure that you can tolerate it, make sure it's the right formula. Some people tolerate one formula better than the others. So there's a lot of...
it's all trials and stuff.
So they start with the most common generic stuff that we have like lots of. And if you tolerate that well, you'll go with that. If you're not doing well with it, especially at this low rate, they might think, hey, maybe we should try another type of formula, or potentially even go down on it. You know, I'm not sure what they would want you to do there, but they would be guiding you as to what your next steps would be.
So who do I ask about me actually drinking water and stuff?
Sure. Your team, along with your registered dietitian, who's going to come see you during your stay. Reason being is they have you on a sliding scale. I put the minimum on here, so the plan would be for you to most likely at least drink some stuff. So it could be, like we said, 60 here, but they also said it could be upwards to like 300 mLs of water.
Okay.
Before and after, and then every 4 to 6 hours during the day. While
Okay.
awake.
so that
Okay.
you're getting that fluid intake, because we don't want to dehydrate you.
Yeah.
Because this tube feed will only do so much hydration. A lot of times we'll supplement with the flushes if needed.
Okay, yeah. Because I want to be able to still, drink too.
Right. And that's up to your team and all that kind of stuff, and how you advance and things like that.
So let's say I wanted to make my own formula, maybe a whole bunch of not stringy vegetables, maybe pureed, super pureed green beans.
I can't recommend that to you going through your tube.
Okay.
That's something I would talk to the dietitians and your team about.
Okay.
And
All
making
right.
sure that would be okay.
Okay.
I've heard
seeing a lot
people
of
use Gatorade and stuff like that
yeah,
before.
and like different whey proteins and stuff
yeah.
like that. And that's my chief complaint with this bariatric surgery, is that with it I can't seem to be hydrated enough.
Yeah.
And when I eat, I feel better for like maybe 30 minutes. And then I'm back dizzy, I'm back lightheaded, like I never ate.
Gotcha.
So that's all. I'll have a lot of questions for her.
Yes, it's a good question. You have great questions. I'm not here we're not here tomorrow, so I wanted to get your teach-in today in case you do go home Friday. If we need to have a second teach, because this is a pump related, I wanted to make sure that you felt comfortable with it. So a lot of times the dietitian will see you directly after me, but I didn't set anything up with them today, so they'll probably pop in during your stay at some point. A lot of the inpatient ones do work on the holidays, so someone could see you tomorrow, or they'll see you Friday before you go.
So say this, I know this is an example, but let's say it's real, and I wanted to implement the protein packet. Do I start with the protein packet in the morning?
Yes.
Or however it works for me?
Yep. So when we're talking, you're going to be hooked up a lot of times I don't have 24-hour patients typically. It's usually like a 12 or 16-hour run. So there's some downtime. You won't. You'll always be hooked up. So it's really whenever you want to do your pro source. They want you to do 2 of them.
A day, okay.
2 of them a day. You most definitely can, when you disconnect to start your new bag of the day, before you hook up your bag, you can most definitely give yourself 2 pro sources.
Can I mix it in with the...
Do not mix it in, because it's very sticky.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll gook up the your tubing inside, and it could make your Gtube not work. It could clot it off. So do not put them together.
Okay.
Okay. Great question.
It turns sticky if I put them together.
Stickier. All this stuff is fairly sticky material. There's sugar in here in both of these.
Okay.
So that's why we talk about making sure we flush and things like that, to make sure that we're making sure that some of that stuff's getting pushed through and that we're kind of cleaning out your tubes.
Do I prime for that as well?
You do not need to.
Okay.
No.
And as far as feeding it, I know you said like a roll of toothpaste. Do I slowly like that until it sucks up, or
as fast as you want? It's really whatever you tolerate.
Just get it in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna touch base with your nurse today.
Okay.
Anthony, and make sure that when they are hooking you up to stuff and utilizing this tube today, I want you to get hands-on experience with it.
I would love to. Yes,
so
please.
I'll tell them. So if they when they do come in to do anything with the tube with you, make sure that you also advocate for yourself. I'll tell Anthony, but if he forgets what I told him, make sure that you say, hey, Mike told me that I need to do my own flushes today and do some hookups. Can you help me do that stuff?
Yes, I would love an example.
So we're going to do a demo. You're going to get to play with all this stuff today, but I want you to play with your actual tubing.
Like doing it myself. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. So we filled the bag up. We primed it through. I'll make sure that he brings one of these for you today too. Okay. Off to the patient.
Patient.
I would grab some type of cup. Okay. Fill it with warm water. Stick the tip in. Pull up. Right now, we're talking about 1 full syringe. Okay. There could be more, but that'll leave to the register.
That's the flushing, right?
Correct.
And go into the stomach. And that is also used as a little hydration too.
100%.
Okay.
It's the other part. There's two parts of this. One, keep the tube clean and working. The other part is hydration.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna see me twist this guy on. I like to do, when I'm hooking up, I like to try to keep it straight lined. Okay. So we're going to turn the off to the purple cap, And now we have an arrow to my syringe and an arrow to the patient. Nothing is back here, so this arrow doesn't matter.
Okay.
This port has the off. So when I push this through, it's only going into my patient. It's
Okay.
not coming out this purple cap.
Okay.
I'm going to turn my off back to you, and we're going to disconnect.
Okay. So when it's to me, it's off.
Yep.
Got it.
Before you disconnect anything, always turn it off to you. If you don't, when you disconnect, whatever you just put in will most likely come right back out.
Okay.
So we know that it's working. Perfect. We could, in theory, we talked about it, hook this guy up, back off to the purple cap, push all this through, back off to you, disconnect, okay? You can go directly in the garbage.
Okay.
And I'm actually gonna go back. If you're gonna do the Pro Source, I would do a 30 to start.
Okay.
Give the Pro Source, and then afterwards, grab the other half of your 60, connect and push that Pro Source through. Okay, so
Okay.
that sticky stuff's not just sitting in your tube while we connect.
Okay.
So,
Do I feel that just...
so we talked about 60 before your feed,
Yeah.
and 60 after.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that when we're connecting this guy and pushing him through,
Uh-huh.
that you flush before it and flush after it.
Okay.
Okay.
As well. Got it.
And it really
Okay.
just depends, like, if they're gonna put you to, like, I think they said there was a possibility of, like, a 300 or something like that of flushing, you would be using this, and you do a full syringe, connect, off to the purple cap, put in your amount of fluid, back off to you, disconnect, do the Pro Source, and then you do the rest of it. If it was so there'd be like 240 after that.
Okay.
You know, so then you would do the 240 after it.
Why don't you want to put the whole damn thing in there at once?
Because I wasn't thinking when we started it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Yep. So I went, oh, that's right. You only have 60. Because a lot of times people do like 180 and stuff like that. So it really just depends on what you're taking in at home.
Okay.
Okay. So flush before, give your Pro Source, flush again, okay, and get it through. Always off to you before we disconnect. You come back to your pump. You'll connect your tubing just like we did before. Back off to the purple cap. And then we're going to hit run.
Okay. Got it.
And now we're going to be able to see this coming down and confirm that it's working that way. But when you're hooked up at home, this is going to be a closed system. It's going to be running into you, okay?
Right.
So one way that you'll know that it's advancing and doing its thing is you saw the color of your tube. It's kind of see-through.
Yeah.
You're going to see that milky, tannish color stuff start pushing through, and that's how you know it's working, along with, obviously, as this goes down. But running at 40, it's going to take some time before you notice things kind of like getting lower.
Okay.
Now, we talked about a flush every 4 to 6 hours, right, while awake. So when you're infusing, and let's say you started your pump, 6 hours went by, and we need to flush, okay? You're going to come to your pump, and you're going to hit the run pause button, and it's going to pause your pump for you.
Okay.
You're going to stay hooked up, okay? I want you to stay hooked up. Grab your syringe, dip it in some warm water, get a full flush in, okay? You're going to take the purple cap off.
Okay.
You're going to connect to the side, and you're going to turn off to the actual pump. So when I push this through, this water is going to go into you, not back up into the pump.
Okay.
So we'll push that through. Before I disconnect this guy, I'm going to put the off to my syringe and disconnect him.
Okay.
And then we're going to hit run again. And it'll just keep doing its thing for you again.
Okay.
Once that 11-hour alarm goes off, pour in your other 2 cans. Okay. Another 6 hours goes by. Pause your pump. Get a syringe. Fill it up with water. Connect to the purple cap. Back off to the pump.
To the pump.
Push in.
And go directly into me. Got it.
Back off to your syringe. Disconnect.
And run.
When 24 hours goes down and you're going to disconnect everything, again, grab another water. Okay. This time, the pump will either be alarming at us saying that it's over. Okay. or that there's air in the line, all you're going to do is hold down this off button. And it'll turn the pump off for you.
Okay.
Before I disconnect this from you, where should I turn the off to?
The off disconnect from me.
Mm-hmm.
This way.
Perfect.
To me.
Yep. So we'll put this guy down here.
Mm.
We're going to take this off.
Because if not, it'll splatter everywhere.
Yeah. Connect off to the purple cap. Flush it to make sure it works. Or flush it to make sure we get all the tube feed through. Back off to you. Disconnect.
Okay. And start the process all over.
And then start the process over. What we're going to do next, though, is we do need to get this disconnected from you. Open this up here again. Pull it off from the back side. All of this will go in the garbage.
The whole thing, yeah.
You'll grab a whole new cassette, put it on the piece, close it up, pour in your tube feed. You'll prime that stuff through like we did earlier, and then you'll reconnect and start all over again.
Okay.
Okay.
I got hella information. Thank you.
What I want to do, just give me a second. I'm going to unprime this for us.
Okay.
And then we'll have you play with that,
Okay.
What questions do you have so far?
Now that you're here, I don't have any.
Okay, good. That's how it always works.
But when you
Now,
leave, probably yes.
When you think of any questions, I will touch base with you on Friday.
Okay.
Okay.